Everybody. Sorry that that first video cut off early. I was just going to say that if y'all have any questions or concerns, please let me know. Um, but in this video, I'll be talking about the target heart rate zone and how to calculate it. So when you click this Word document here, click this file, you'll download it. And here's some, I've got the steps as well as an example for you to observe. But remember, your assignment that's due on Wednesday is you're going to calculate your own target heart rate as well as someone else's. So, like I mentioned before, your target heart rate zone is a good indication so that when you're exercising, pretty much basically cardio exercises, that you want to be within that zone. When you're exercising and you check your heart rate, you want to make sure that you are within that zone. That you want to make sure that your heart rate is within that zone. And again, if you're above the higher range, then you need to tone it back a little bit on intensity. Um, if you're too low, maybe bump up the intensity a little bit. So the first step you'll do is you'll take the number 220 minus your age, or for the assignment, it'll be your age, and you'll do one for the other person's age. And that's the max heart rate. The max heart rates when you're exercising, you definitely do not want to go anywhere near that. Definitely don't want to go above it because that's where you can have issues, have problems, especially if you're older. So it's the first step, 220 minus your age. In this example, the the gentleman, he has a resting heart rate. Steve has a resting heart rate of 80 beats per minute, and he's 50 years old. So you take 220 minus 50, that's 170. So his max heart rate is 170. And you, again, when you exercise, you do not want to go above that number. Um, Next thing to do is to calculate the heart rate reserve. Don't worry about what it is, what it's for, but it's part of the formula, the Karvonen formula. So you take the max heart rate that you just calculated from Steve, 170 minus the resting heart rate, which was 80. So 170 minus 80 is 90 heart rate reserve. And now you do this is probably the hardest step, if there is a hardest step. Take the heart rate reserve, 90, that we just calculated for Steve, multiply 0.5, because if we go back here, um, the American College of Sports Medicine recommends, and this is also in the textbook too, page 227, working at 50% to 80% of your max heart rate to get cardio. It's best to work 50% to 80% of your max heart rate. And you use this percentage for the formula. So you take your heart rate reserve, multiply by 0.5, and that represents 50%, plus, don't forget the plus the resting heart rate, which was 80 beats per minute. So 90 times 0.5 plus 80, 125. That's the low end of his target heart rate. And then you do the same thing, but instead of multiplying by 0.5, you times it by zero point 0.8 for the 8%. Okay, let me change it. It should be 8%. 80, sorry, it should be 80%, not 85. Okay, 8%, it should be 152. Sorry about that. And you might have to round to the nearest whole number, which in this case it was exactly 152. So yeah, that's it. So you'll just, I mean, it's not too difficult of a math problem, but you'll find your own, and make sure the person and yourself it has been at rest for a little bit. Not make sure you've been at rest for like at least 10 minutes. So you've been sitting down, not been up walking or doing anything. You've been seated for a little bit, laying down for a little bit, 10 to 15 minutes, something like that. Because you don't want to come in just from taking the trash out and then realize, oh, I need to find my target heart rate zone. And then your heart rate's going to be higher than it would be for resting. So just make sure you've been at rest a little bit, 10 to 15 minutes. You've been seated for a little bit, laying down even, that's fine. So yeah, all right, y'all. Well, that's it for this video. If y'all have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help. Tune in to tomorrow. I will post the video about your final project so that y'all can get started on that as soon as possible. All right. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll be in touch with y'all soon.